Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt genuinely alive? Not just existing, not just surviving, but truly alive. Like you had a reason to wake up, something to fight for, something to look forward to? If you can't remember, that's okay. But here's another question. What if the version of you who feels that way is still waiting on the other side of this moment? What if this isn't the end of your story, just the part where it gets good? What if you're wrong? Right now, you probably feel stuck, like there's no way out. But let me ask you this. Have you ever been wrong before? Have you ever thought something was impossible, only to look back later and realize it wasn't? What if this is one of those moments? Take Roger Bannister. Before 1954, no human had ever run a mile in under 4 minutes. Experts said it was physically impossible. Then Bannister did it. You know what's crazy? Within a year, 37 other people did it too. Nothing changed about the human body. What changed was belief. What if the only thing standing between you and something incredible is your belief that it's possible? Here's another question. Who in your life would be devastated if you gave up? A parent? A sibling? A best friend? Your child? What if they need you to fight, not just for yourself, but for them? You might not feel like you're enough right now, but to someone else, you're everything. Think about Stephen Hawking. Diagnosed with ALS at 21, doctors told him he'd only have 2 years to live. He could have given up. Instead, he spent decades changing the way we understand the universe. He outlived every prediction because he chose to focus on what he could do instead of what he couldn't. What can you still do, even in your darkest moment? Imagine your future. Picture this. 5 years from now, the version of you who made it through today looks back. What would they say to you right now? Would they thank you for holding on? Would they remind you that the pain you feel now is temporary, but giving up is permanent? Jim Carrey once lived out of a van with his family, completely broke. He wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated 5 years in the future, and kept it in his wallet. 5 years later, he landed the role in Dumb and Dumber. And his paycheck? $10 million. What if the life you're dreaming of is closer than you think, but you just have to keep walking toward it? Think about this. What's the worst thing that happens if you keep going? You're still here tomorrow, still struggling, but alive. You still have the chance to change things, to try again, to rebuild. Now flip it. What's the worst thing that happens if you give up? You take away every future version of yourself, every possibility, every moment you haven't lived yet. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because I'm telling you right now, you're stronger than you feel. And the proof is simple. You're still here. The power of choice. Take back control. Right now, it feels like life is happening to you, like you don't have control. But here's a question. What if you do? What if your life isn't a product of what's happening, but how you choose to respond? Take Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who lost everything, his family, his freedom, even his identity. But he said something that changed my life. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. In the worst circumstances imaginable, he found purpose and hope. If he could do that, what could you do with your pain? So here's my final question for you. What's one thing you can do right now to take back control? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Can you stand up, take a breath, call someone, write down one thing you're grateful for? It doesn't have to be big, just one step. Because here's the truth, the smallest steps lead to the biggest changes. And 1 year from now, you could be living a life you don't even recognize because of the choice you make today. Are you ready to make that choice? Don't quit now, not when you've come this far. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself yet. Let's keep moving forward, together.